Hello, everyone. It's Volcanic Dynamo, but you can just call me Volca. Happy Mario Day, everyone! It's been a while since I've done a solo stream, but for the occasion, I thought it'd be fun to hop in and do something related to Mario. We're playing Super Mario Bros. Remastered today, and if you're not aware, this is a fan-made recreation of Super Mario Bros. In the Godot engine that contains not just Super Mario Bros., but also contains the Lost Levels, the original JP sequel, Super Mario Bros. Special, a sequel game made for computers by, I believe, Hudson Soft, a version of All Night Nippon Super Mario Brothers, originally made as an sort of an alternate game for All Night Nippon, now re-envisioned as a score attack game. And there's a ton of extras like custom levels and other bonus features. It's pretty cool. I played a little bit of it. I've mostly just played the original Mario Brothers on it, but we're gonna try it. We're gonna have some fun. I think it'll be good. Now, before we play, I did want to take a look at the settings really quick, because one of the hallmarks of Remastered is the fact that there are a bunch of new settings, right? For example, it's a menu music going, right? So, do let me know if the music is coming in a little too loud. We do have all the volume settings here for a reason. There's also a bunch of other audio-based features here. Things like, the music's too loud? Alright, let's bump it down a little bit. Is that okay, or do we need to go lower? Alright, good. So, there's also a few other bonuses that are here in terms of, like, audio stuff. You can add a few extra songs and sound effects taken from some original tracks, some taken from the Mario makers, right? You can do all that kind of stuff. Similar features when it comes to the visuals, right? You can make the visuals more like the original. Hey, Amanda the Scarlet Red Twin! Good to see you! Right? So, what pleasure, we're playing Super Mario Bros. Remastered tonight. So, yeah, you can do a lot of different settings. You can change the parallax scrolling, which was not in the original, but there's an option. So, there you go. Basic versus detailed. You can turn on and off text shadows. You can change the HUD style. You can add different effects, all sorts of things. Some things make these look more like Mario Maker, others don't. I'm going to not really mess with too many of the settings, but it's nice that they're all here. There are resource packs if you want to change up the visuals. I'm not going to be using any specific resource packs, but this game is a pretty healthy modding scene. There is a Discord, and there's also a Game Banana page for the game, which will become a little more relevant later. There's difficulty tweaks you can make. Originally the game came with a modern physics style, which is slightly different than the original. We could play with classic, but as the game notes, this remake was designed with the modern physics style in mind, so some levels and challenges may be harder, if impossible with the classic physics. You've been warned. Not really a big deal for us just playing the standard campaign, but we'll stick to the modern stuff. There's the modern damage style, where you can have, instead of reverting from Fire Mario to Small Mario, you can just go to Super, or you can make it like the original. You can choose whether or not the checkpoints are automatic, where you have to touch a flag. You can play, if you want, certain levels did not have checkpoints. This lets you to add some of those. You can add infinite lives, really useful for lost levels. You can choose to get extra lives when touching the top of a flagpole on or off, kind of more like the modern games. You can choose what happens when you get a game over, which hopefully won't be a concern for us. And you can even choose if there's any tweaks to level design. There are some level design tweaks I hear. I've only ever played with the classic. Also turn on and off the ability to scroll back. Again, original Mario 1, you move forward, the camera locks in. That is a feature. You can even turn on and off the time limit, and even change Lakitu's behavior. Because in the original game, Lakitu just throws the spiny egg straight down. Apparently that was a glitch. But Captain All Modern original port, so we're gonna stick with the original behavior. We're not gonna modify it. Right? There's also controls. I'm using controller right now, but keyboard's all supported, right? Keyboard, you know, all that stuff. And there's just some save data stuff. That's pretty much it when it comes to the features. Oh, I should probably mention, a lot of video settings. I almost forgot about those. Lots of different languages this game has been localized into, which is pretty neat. But we're gonna specifically still stick to English. You have different settings. You can choose how certain rendering is. Smoother scrolling versus the more pixelated. We'll do pixelated to make it feel more retro. You can choose integer scaling or fractional scaling. I think it's okay if we just do the integer scaling. VSync, HUD, you can choose how they space the HUD, more like the original or spaced out. You can set a frame rate limit. I think we're pretty good. Only time I played through beat Super Mario Bros. Was an All-Stars for Super Nintendo. Good version of the game. Very good version of the game. This is a pretty good version of the game as well. So, hope you enjoy watching it. So, there's the settings, there's extras, which is mostly just a whole list of achievements over here. I think All-Stars is a bit easier. All-Stars is definitely easier for lost levels. Being able to get a game over at the level you died at, as opposed to the world you died at, makes the game a lot easier. A lot more approachable. For Mario 1, probably give or take. But yeah, different achievements here. Mostly completing the games, completing the bonuses for each game, that kind of stuff. We're not going to do most of these extensively. We're mostly just going to play the games for fun. OG SMB feels easier in All-Stars to me personally. That's totally fair. I think for me, the one thing that makes All-Stars not feel as good as the original is the fact that the brick physics are a little different. Like, play like any other Mario game, when you hit a brick and you break it as, like, Super Mario, you bounce down. For some reason, I think it might be due to a slight typo in the code. You bounce upward through it. There are ROM hacks that fix that, though, so you do that with All-Stars. Beautiful. Beautiful experience. Could just be a feel thing, could be visuals, you know? Anyway, we are gonna play at least the original game today. If I have the energy, maybe we'll do special. We might save lost levels for another night. Or I might showcase a few other things. But, even when you select the game, there's a couple of features. So you can do the story mode, which is your standard get to the end. There's a challenge mode, which is either you versus you or challenge hunt. These are the same modes that were present in, Super Mario Bros. Deluxe for Game Boy Color. So now you get to play them in glorious widescreen, no screen crunch. There's a marathon mode, just almost like a time trial-esque mode. But of course, we're just gonna stick with the story, right? Volca stream! Hey, little egg bub. Hope you're having a good night. It's good to see you here. We're just about to start actually playing the game. Now, in terms of what you can do in this game, new game continues to do new game. Normally, in this game, there are 4 playable characters in Remastered. And happy Mario Day to you too, little egg bub. We have Mario, Luigi, Toad, and Toadette, just like Mario Maker 2. But, like I said before with the resource packs, this game has a pretty prominent modding scene. And as a result, there are tons of custom characters that I've added. Well, not tons, but there are tons of that are available. So, for example, I've got Daisy, we got Goombella, Peach, Rosalina, a version of Peach from Rosie Khan's Super Mario Bros. Peach's Adventure. Really good Super Mario World ROM hack. My girl Vivian, Trans Rights Baby, Wario, and Yoshi. None of these characters, I believe, are set to have any physics differences. You can, I believe, do that with modding, but I haven't done that here. So, you know, yeah, hi Vivian, we love you. But you know me, we're gonna be playing Princess Peach today. This was a mod specifically by, Crafting. You can find this on Game Banana. What's kind of cool about this mod is that, this sort of hack, this character pack, is that on each game, Peach's visuals will be a little bit different. I don't think for special, but for All Night Nippon, for Super, and then for Lost Levels, reflecting the character design that Peach used in the game, and I think is really neat. But yeah, we're gonna play as Peach. Why not? And we're just gonna get started. So yeah, no real physics. So this is again a recreation of Super Mario Brothers. Like I said before, the physics are a little different, so I can actually do enemy bounces like that, or I can jump super high off of an enemy. That's not in the original. a welcome feature, regardless. Boink, 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 boink. There we go. That's more like it, right? So, a few more things are communicated to you than in the original game. Things like checkpoints that were not as communicated as clearly in the original game. Now they show them more visually. Brick blocks! You get a lot more coins from those than the original. I'm gonna just beat up some enemies over here. Get ourselves a bunch of coins. And there we go, we're done with 1-1. Nothing too shocking or weird or surprising, right? Obviously, the biggest, thing that comes here, yeah, see you soon. Hope you have a good dinner. Love the pipes are all different colors. Yeah, that's a cute little feature they added in. That's something you can toggle on and off, but I'm leaving it on because I think it's a neat little feature. So, definitely think that if you play the original, you'll notice about this version. Yeah, all the backgrounds have been updated with lots of new effects, lots of new stuff, the scrolling. The parallax scrolling as mentioned before, so it's definitely a nice tweak to the visuals if you've ever played the original. We're not. Oh, by the way, I should mention we're not gonna go for the warp zones here. We're gonna do a full playthrough. We're gonna do all 32 levels of Mario 1, and if we get to special, we'll do that as well. Gotta get my hidden one up. Poink, poink, poink. I have been going after some hidden zones, so we should do that. Warpless percent. This is no speedrun, we're just having fun today. Like, I would say I'm pretty good at Mario 1, but I'm no speedrunner. Another thing you'll notice, again, added music. That right there in the bonus room, if you played All-Stars, you'll notice that that is an 8-bit remix of the bonus music they play in that game. That song is obviously not in the original, but they backported it here. Use a bit overpowering, by the way, Volca. Alright. When we get to the next level, I'll try to lower the settings. I might actually do that. Might actually try to tweak the settings. Let's see. Let me actually try to tweak the settings. We want to tweak it on stream specifically. I might do that first. We're gonna lower it over here by about... Yeah, we're gonna lower it to that, and we're gonna see how it goes. I used to try to speedrun Super Mario World before I knew what speedrunning was. Yeah, trying to do those 11 exit runs. Alright, I'm also gonna... So, how do we think... How's the audio now? Is it too loud, or is it okay, or... We'll adjust if we need as we go. I'm adjusting it primarily on OBS. Better, okay, good. If it's still too loud, let me know. So... Another new song that's in this game, it's using the athletic theme that they put in with, that they put into Mario Maker. I love this track, so I'm glad to see it being reused for Remastered over here. Now, in the original game, I believe there was a secret where if you collect all the coins on the third world level of each world, in the first world level of the next world, you can find a hidden one-up block. The hidden one-ups are in here. I don't know if they actually implemented the behavior for that in this. So that's something new. Athletic themes are always amazing. Heck yeah, they are. Alrighty, we're about to come up to our first Bowser encounter. Love what they did with the visuals here, by the way. Like the sparkly, the rising, like, heat effects. Taking out that false Bowser. And we saved our first Toad. And they mix and match the colors. They added some animations. Again from Mario Deluxe. A lot of incorporation of those things. But let's do something a little bit more different, right? Let's get ourselves some visuals based off of more Mario Maker stuff. We got the desert location. Alrighty. Here's the hidden one-up for this world. Boink, boink. Alright, let's get some points. Not that points really matter, but we like getting points anyway. Game does keep track of your high score just like the original, but... Yeah, this is a really... Yeah, I really like the desert look in this game. You know what? We actually don't need the star because we're going this way. Whee! Gotta go after my coin heavens. Can I get all the coins? Probably not. Every time, I've definitely done it before, but the last jump at the very end, where you have to get the 3 coins on the bottom, I almost always overshoot it. And it's like, oh, I'm gonna try. See, I think I just need to talk about me not being good at video games, because then I'll be good at video games. I think that's the solution. Alrighty. Well, we're almost done with this level. Sure, I could use the springboard. Use the springboard, you just get a coin. Oh, jumped over the flagpole. Alright, well, we'll at least get some fireworks. You did it, good job, Wenchen. Thank you, Amanda. I didn't know it was 11 exits. Yeah, talking about the Mario World speedrun. I think that's the optimal, like, no glitch kind of run. Starting our underwater level. There we go. Get nice little extra background details. But still pretty much like the standard water levels from the original game. I'm just gonna make sure to get rid of these bloopers. I don't want to deal with them. I don't want to deal with them. Now what is kind of nice is that in the original game, there was a pushdown effect on each of the pits in the water stages, and in this remaster, I guess it's really more of a remake than an actual remaster, but they actually illustrate the pushdown effect visually, right? Again, just one of those things you could do. You could do it in sub 30 minutes. I was never good enough to do Mario World that well. I've always been more of a 100% girly than like a speedrun girly. Except for like maybe a few circumstances. This is why we're doing all levels and not going for the warp zones. Alright, another level done. One day I'll get the top of the flagpole again. Alright, time to go to another athletic level. The cheap level. Alright, we're gonna try to get all coins on all the athletic levels to simulate what it would be like to get the to sort of simulate what it'd be to try to get the 1-ups, but I might screw up like that. Don't worry, we're actually gonna see if we're gonna use this to see if they actually implemented the behavior with the 1-ups, or if they didn't. So, no harm, no foul. I don't think we're gonna need all those 1-ups to finish the game. Just saying, I've played the original Mario 1 many a time. I think we'll be good. I believe in you. Grab that flag's pole. The world record is under 12 minutes. Yeah, that does not shock me for Mario World. All of the 2D Mario games have pretty optimized speedruns, so not shocked. Oh my god! Welcome back! Oh, NES Super Mario Brothers? Honestly, NES Mario 1, it's not the hardest game around, but it is tougher than you think. It's definitely tougher than most of what we consider modern Mario. I think once we get to Mario World, that's when the games start to get kind of easy, comparatively. Goodbye, False Bowser. But Mario 1 even has its tricks. Again, the main reason why this is going so smoothly right now is because I've played Mario 1 a bunch, right? Also, Snow Theme! Also from Mario Maker. I always liked World 3 in Mario 1. I think it's because there's like a really nice opportunity to get points. Also, can we talk about the Goomba? It's got a little Christmas hat on. Still got a Squam shoe, but it's got a little Christmas hat, little Santa! Cutie! Alright, let's get some coins. Let's get this 8-bit remix of that Mario All-Stars track. Oh my god, the Christmas hat, yeah! Alright, time to see if we still have the 1-up. Boink, boink! Oh! Haha! Seems that they, what they decided to do here was implement the 1-ups, but not the extra behavior. Which is honestly fine. It's a pretty obscure secret. I didn't even know about it until like a few years ago. And I mean, I've played a lot of Mario 1, so... Let's see, can we get to Coin Heaven? Yeah, we're doing Coin Heaven again. Whee! Let's see, is this the same coin? No, I don't know if it is. Alrighty, let's get some coins. Oh, let's do it again. Let's get some coins. Yeah. Alrighty. Boing. That's one of the things I always really liked about the first Super Mario Brothers. It's in other games too, and Mario Wonder kind of leads into this aspect at least a little bit. There's a lot of like secrets and like hidden stuff you can find in Mario 1, and that really like helps to like, and by finding those things, that's what helps you. So close yet so far. That's what really helps you to like really get good at the game and like actually like helps you like survive when it's like when you're about to like potentially like lose and you run out of lives. This stuff really helps with that. You know, finding all the secrets, finding all the coins and all that kind of stuff. Almost never beat 8-3, never beat 8-4. Honestly, yeah. Ugh. 8-3 and 8-4 was like my it was 8-2. We're not doing the one-up trick today. Again, we don't need it. It's fine. The level's so cute in this version. Yeah, I really like what they did with the snowy graphics and all those other nice little effects. It's really pretty. All right, now for 3-2. 3-2 always stands out in my brain because it's the perfect place to get some extra lives. Yep, there's a few lives opportunities. Really easy to rack up lots of points here. I want to get my coins. 8-3 and 8-4 were hell for me, yeah. Well, the nice thing about 8-3, which makes it not as bad as it might seem, there's a super mushroom. And there is a firefly you can get. So you get those, that means you can guarantee yourself a power-up before you go to the final level. And that's not going to perfectly save you, but it does help. There we go, there's the top of the flagpole. A little more Super Mario World girly anyway. I mean, true. Mario World is my favorite. Mario World is my favorite 2D Mario game. And might be my favorite game of all time in general. I played a lot of the GBA version as a young child. And then, of course, I've gotten a lot into the Super Nintendo version. Great game. Excellent game. Love the amount of, again, similar thing with this, with the secret exits, really pushing, like, the idea of, oh, here's a bunch of secrets here and all that kind of stuff, you know? And that I really enjoyed. Oh my god, saying, yeah! Let's do it! Hell yeah! I'm trying to 100% the GBA Mario World. Oh yeah, I definitely needed help when I was a little child. Like, I remember looking up guides for the original on, like, the relatively early internet. It's easily top 5 all time for me, maybe number 1. Good taste. Good taste. Good taste. I think nowadays I do prefer to play the Super Nintendo version, but I don't mind going back to the original on, I don't mind going back to the original, so... I mean, not the original, I don't mind going back to the GBA version. I mean, you got the unique Luigi playable stuff, you have, you know, you have the... It's a little easier, a little more approachable in terms of, like, the health. Like, you had the more modern, oh, you get hit, you go super, instead of going to, small. Pretty nice. Pretty sure I have 100% complete save on my SNES cart. I do have a SNES cart of, Super Mario World. I don't think I've done a full playthrough of the game on there. Now we got the jungle theme, the force theme from Mario World, from Mario Maker 2 over here. I believe the hidden one up for this world is, I believe it's here? Is it here? It is! Stick with me and you'll learn all of the you'll learn, not all of the secrets, but a good chunk of the secrets for this game. This cart we had bumped on us as the save battery bumped us. Still have the GBA. Yeah. Those old games having to worry about this, where the save batteries are. Let's see, can we get... Yeah! I absolutely don't need the firefly here, but we're gonna get it anyway! Alrighty. Coin time! Oh my god, the worst, yeah. Now it's nice that we have, like, you know, digital versions and emulation to sort of help preserve those. Your new Zelda battery, your NES Zelda battery burnout? No! That's tragic. That's so tragic. I I guess with the batteries, at least you can, like, replace them. You know, I know a lot of people have done that with, like, the Pokemon games in particular. That's been, like, it's been a really big one. Alright, here we are. We're in 4-2. One of the few, you know, this is, there's not, you know, even though Mario 1 is known for its warp zones, there aren't too many warp zones in this game. It's in 1-2, 4-2. Is that it? Or is there another warp zone at some other point in the game? Point is, there's one up there, there's another one at the end of this, there's another one at the end of this level. Oh. We're gonna get some coins instead. Place the battery or Pokemon Crystal. How did that process go? Nowadays, I'd probably just play it on, like, an emulation handheld or something, but, like, I like the option to be able to go back in and maybe replace it one day if I'm feeling so inclined. Get some coins there. Yep, and a checkpoint. I believe there's, if we go over to that section that I ran past, I believe there's some power-ups. Not like you'd normally be able to see it from this distance, because, normally, you know, that would be off-screen. There is, if you prefer the original experience of this, by the way, of Mario 1, or any of the games in this collection, beyond the original physics, you can also turn off the widescreen. I like the widescreen because it gives you more view. It was difficult, it was partially soldered into the cart. Ooh, alright. Had to have my dad help. Well, at least you got it replaced, though. Hell yeah. Good job. Oop, another athletic stage. The big mushroom stage. Ugh. Always loved the aesthetic of this course, in particular. I think, obviously, in this new version, they've changed it up a bit. You know, there's obviously way more mushroom colors similar to the pipe colors, but still really like how it looks. I'm kind of curious, gang. Like, how do we feel about this sort of, this pseudo 8-bit, like, it is kind of trying to recreate Mario 1, but it's still trying to be its own thing with expanded color palettes and all that kind of stuff. I kind of dig it as its own thing. Like, it's obviously not trying to be 100% faithful to the original work. But for, like, a fan-made, like, recreation remake of the project, where you also have the options to do that, you dig it? You dig it, AJ Dipkins? Yeah. You love it, Amanda? Yeah, hell yeah. Yeah, no, I think it's like it's tasteful. It's a tasteful. Oh, we are in World 4-4. This is the first of 2 mazes, which they indicate with a sound effect. That was added in All-Stars. That was not the case in the original. You'd have to just figure it out. Yeah, reminds me of the Diablo 2 Remaster where you can toggle it on and off if you want to. Yeah, I like it when they let you try the features, but if you don't like them, you don't have to stick with them, you know? Alright, Bowser. Except you're not actually Bowser. You are Hoppy McHopperson, aka a Spiny. And there we go. We're already halfway. Oof, they didn't have the sound effects in the original. It must have been hell. Yeah. There's only so many paths you can go down, which helps. And there's only 2 stages like that, but that was the gimmick. Ooh, speaking of this, we got... Ooh, first time I took damage. Oops. Oh well. For that transgression, you will give me an extra life. Again, this is very similar to level 3-2 in that there's a lot of opportunities for lots of points. There's also over there. There's a star. There's a superstar in there. Doink. And right here is the extra life for this world. Nice. Imagine to pick out the maze as a 5-year-old. Yeah. See, this is why I was lucky that I grew up with Mario Deluxe, because that also had the chime in there, and that made actually figuring out the secrets, especially on the smaller screen of the Game Boy Color, a lot more useful. Yeah. Alright. We're gonna get ourselves some coins. You know where to look, you'll find a lot of these bonus areas. Which again, another thing, that's just one of the things I really love that about Mario 1 in particular. I really love that it has so many of these little things. And again, this was notable because, you know, at best, if you got a game over, you'd have to put in a code and continue from the first world. The game is more stingy with lives than the modern games where you're easily getting to, like, 99, you know? So, to have this game be a little bit more generous with the lives, it's honestly really nice. Speaking of not being generous, though, we got a Hammer Brother. And let's see, can we get it? Can we get you? There we go. That's a lot better. And I believe there's a secret in here? Nice. This is one of the underwater secret areas. Not as common as the underground ones, but they do exist. Definitely more treacherous than your usual bonus area in a modern Mario game or in the rest of this game, because there's, you know, you gotta deal with enemies. Gotta do some little bit of navigation. Hate those guys, yep. Bloopers were the bane of my existence as a child. Nowadays, I know what to do. You know, you keep your distance, you stay, you know, you keep your distance, and then it's not so bad, but when you don't know that, you don't know what to do. Starman! Yay! There's some coins in here. I don't really need the coins right now. It's okay. Oh, I can get this. This is a power-up, technically. Yay. Blink. Blink. Oh, darn. I didn't even realize. Well, 5-3 is going to give us a power-up. So, no harm, no foul. We'll be good. Oh, the Hammer Brothers? The Hammer Brothers were also the bane of my existence. Specifically the one in 8-4. That last one. That one... They know who they are. That Hammer Brother knows who they are. Bane of my existence as a child. Could never. In this remake, since you can take extra damage, it's not so bad, but... We're at the first of the, copied levels. There are 5 of them in Mario 1. They at least decided to mix them up a little bit with the aesthetics. But yeah, because Mario 1 was already such a big NES game for the time, it basically filled up the memory that was on the... Basically, you gotta filled up that memory on the cart. You know, they had to copy a few of the levels, and this is the result. Right? They at least try to modify the difficulty. Like in this athletic level, they add the bullet bills to make it a little more tricky. But yeah, now that we're in the back half, we're gonna get a few clone levels. We're gonna get another clone level right now. We're gonna go to 5-4, and this is a copy of 2-4, except with the really big fire bar. And now there are fire bars on the bottom path now, not just on the top. So gotta be, if you decide to take the bottom path, that was the easy way before. Gotta be a little bit more careful now. Not that much more careful. Not that much harder. There's also the fire bar here, so getting those free coins may be a little bit trickier. And I'm Bowser. This is the last of the Bowsers that only shoot fire in the game. Bye, false Bowser. We're gonna be seeing some hammer throwing guys soon.
Thank you, Peach, but our princess is in another castle.
Oh, you're welcome.
All right, World 6. Decided to update this with a snowy aesthetic. I don't believe the original Mario 1 depicted this area as a snowy area, but still, honestly, looks pretty nice. Ooh, points. All right. Now, of course, in keeping with the original, just although there is snow here. Obviously, there's no ice. It is just visual. Feels good. Feels good to play. We don't need, yeah, let's not let Lakitu give me too much. Jerk! Fine. It's okay, gang. It's okay. We're fine. It's fine. It's cool. Yeah, fuck that guy. Now, this is actually one of my favorite levels in the original game. This is 6-2, and the reason it's my favorite is that there are a ton of secret areas in this level. There are lots of pipes, lots of all that kind of stuff, and again, that's just one of the things I really love about Mario 1, is the fact that there is so much hidden. And again, for a harder game, that is the stuff that you kind of need to take advantage of when, you know, you're a little kid and, you know, you don't have as much you know, you got this. Thank you, Egg! I do got this. We're gonna find some more secrets, too, if I can. I don't have not memorized all the secrets in this level, but I do like that there are a lot of secrets. Like here. We got the underwater bonus area again. Get some coins. Beat up some of those dudes. Alright. There you go. Take you out. Let's try to... Come on. There you go. Alright, we are good. Excellent. Get some coins. Okay. Really good, really simple bonus area. But effective! All the same. Let's see. Hey, can I go? Nope. Okay, just want to make sure. And no bonuses. We're just gonna do a jump. Nothing in here, nothing in here. Is there anything here? There is a star. But we're gonna take the pipe and we're gonna go to the bonus area. No, no star for me. You'll start to recognize in Mario 1 that they do reuse a lot of the bonus rooms. Again, definitely not like the modern games where there's a lot of individual, like, unique bonus rooms. But that's okay. Again, this was a very relatively early Famicom game, NES. You know, 85, Famicom was 83. They really stuffed this to the brim, so, you know, some of those things are to be expected. Also, what is presumably the reason why this area is given the snowy aesthetic in this game, in this remaster, rather. In the original game, this had a very stark white, sort of snowy-esque color scheme, very unique from the other bonus areas, and I think that's really neat. I think that helped that level stand out a lot to me as a child. It helps it stand out a lot now, honestly. Not a lot of enemies. We got some bullet bills. We got spring mechanics. Nothing super difficult. We also have these falling platforms now. Luckily, if we just jump, 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 not too bad at all. And that's the end of the level right there. And we got top of the flagpole. Let's do it. Alright. I feel like this area will have snow aesthetic in All-Stars as well. I'd believe it. I'd believe it. Even though I do prefer the original look, I do like the All-Stars, like the aesthetic that they did for All-Stars. I liked how they did, like Mario and Luigi have like these stark black outlines to make them more visible compared to everything else. But then all of the enemies have this nice, like colored, like shade, like sort of outlines. Oh, here we go. We're at the first Bowser that throws hammers. Not really much of a threat. Sorry, blooper. Another toad we've saved.
Thank you, Peach.
I'm not gonna do the voice every time. But no, even though the aesthetic is different, I do like what they did with All-Stars. In terms of making it look really unique, we got another jungle area, and we have ourselves a. I'm gonna start rushing through some of these later levels because comparatively, because they're getting a little more dangerous, and sometimes it is better to rush through them. But we're not gonna rush here because here's where World 7's one-up is. And we have the same bonus room that's also found in the first game. Might be the most famous bonus room in any video game, is that one that you find in 1-1. So many Hammer Brothers in this stage. Come on, dude. Okay, that was almost really dangerous, and I'm glad it wasn't. Another chance to get a power-up here, and potentially, if you're quick enough, another chance to do the famous turtle tripping trick. I'm not gonna do that. I don't know how you do platform games, Volca skills. It's called, I've been playing these for many, many years of my life, and I've played Mario Brothers a lot. Mario 1 is honestly a game that I feel like I've practiced being good at. Back in 2020, they released the, there was a Game & Watch. There was like a Game & Watch, like a little handheld toy, that just had Mario 1 and it had Lost Levels on it. And I decided to myself, oh, I've beaten Mario 1 before, but I'm like, I actually want to get my money's worth out of this silly little toy. So I'm actually gonna sit down and I'm gonna play Mario 1. I'm gonna get good at Mario 1. And while I can't say I'm an expert at the game in terms of being like a good speedrunner, knowing all the tech, I have probably logged in like at least 10 times I finished Mario 1 on that device specifically, because it was just a nice, silly little novelty way to play the original. Oh, I'm about to get. Oh, that was a close one there. All right, come on, you stinking bloopers. That's a fried calamari, I guess. She breathes, eats, and lives the platform life. That was so close. I mean, of course, I am the platform princess after all. Title pending. I'm not actually that good. Well, I would say I'm decent at 2D platformers. I'm good enough at 3D, but I actually haven't played a lot of 3D platformers as much as you would think. Obviously, the Marios. But, like, there's a lot of blind spots in terms of my, honestly, I'd say there's a lot of blind spots in terms of my gaming experience, like, everywhere, including with platforms. Like, in terms of platformers, for example, a big blind spot of mine is Donkey Kong Country. I've only played a little bit of Returns and Tropical Freeze. I want to get to them at some point, maybe on stream, but, maybe one day. Alright, 7-3, this is the, so that last level was the second to last of the clone levels. This is the true last clone level. It is a clone of 2-3, so this world is like half a clone of World 2. Which is fine, again, not a problem. First one is too hard, but 2 and 3 are pretty hard. In terms of the SNES, yeah, Donkey Kong Country. Yeah, people really love Donkey Kong Country too. And I feel like that's one of the games I really want to, like, eventually finish. Or eventually try. Again, maybe on stream. We have another maze level. Is it the top we have to go down? Is it top, middle, top? There we go. Yeah, okay, we're doing, oh, dang it. Alright, it's, see, top, middle, is it bottom? No. So, that's the thing they changed with the remake. Remastered, rather. They kind of poof you. They poof you when you go the wrong way. No, that, oh, I did it, yeah, top, yeah. Bottom, middle, top, and then top. And then is it middle, top again, I think? Middle, top? There we go. Alright. Come on, Bowser. Except you're not really Bowser, you're a fake again. I found you, faker! Wait, wrong franchise. I'm gonna play some Sonic on stream, that'd be fun. Never touched a Donkey Kong game until I played Bonanza. Bonanza is the first Donkey Kong game that I finished. And I really liked Bonanza. I mean, it's the 3D Mario team, it's EVD8, of course. So, but no, really great game. Also here we are, we're on the last world of Mario 1. Hell yeah. I don't actually know where the 1-up is in this stage, so I will probably not find it. And that's okay, I don't really need it. Maybe one day I'll figure out where it is, and I'll pick it up. But we're doing so well otherwise that it's really not an issue. Yeah, it's a hidden block. I always forget. Even though, yeah, so that's the one I have not memorized. I've memorized most of the other 1-up locations, but not that one. Alright, let's get that superstar. Let's go. Think it's in there? Might be. I would not put it past the devs. I know they're all specifically meant to be, supposed to be hidden blocks. So, again, I don't need the 1-up at this point. But top of the flagpole. We're dangerously close to getting 1,000,000 points. I'm getting much higher point total than you normally would in Mario 1. We'll probably get to 900,000. For sure. We'll get to 900,000. But I don't think we're gonna get to, we're definitely not gonna get to, 100,000. Unless I restart, unless I, like, really lose lives. Which you could do here, because this is the, one of the 2 places where we have a 1-up hidden in a block that is visible. The other being the one I got in 1-2. Now, this level was always so difficult to me as a child, and it is kind of tricky in terms of, like, the platforming, but it's not as bad as it looks, right? There's this section here, where you just jump and run, you get it. You just gotta go for it. It's got some more coins. It's not nighttime in the original, isn't it? Good change. Yes, it's, you're correct. It's not a this is not a nighttime level in the original. I think they're trying to, like, almost imply more of, like a day to night cycle. It looks really nice, but I also don't mind the original's, daytime setting. So, we'll sort of see. Alright, we're almost at the end of the level. There we go! We're on to 8-3, and now that I have power-ups, I'm not really worried, but I will show you what the power-ups are for here if you ever decide to play this for yourself. Or if you ever go back to Mario 1. Boink! Oh, darn it, I was hoping. Alright, let's see what you hammer, brothers. There we go. The first power-up is right here. Use that to get to super if you need to. And then the second power-up is right here. And if you're careful, or you could also just die. And because this level originally didn't have any checkpoints, if you miss any of them or you screw up, you could always go back and lose a life on purpose to go get the point, to go get the lives again. I mean, not to get the lives, to get the power-ups again. So if you need a bit of a bonus, a bit of an update, yeah, just adds a bit of variety, which I appreciate, yeah. I know there were 9 stages in the original, but I'm not sure about I'm not sure, remember which ones. I believe if you change the settings, you can get it to look more like the original. But yeah, the variety's nice, the sparkly things. We have made it to 8-4. We are at the last level of the game. Hell yeah. Alright, come on. We're on the warpath today. Alright, I say the warpath, but the Goombas, we can keep the Goombas fine. Alright, this is technically another maze, but really just go down the right pipes. So, not really like, not the kind of mazes of the other levels, but we're gonna wait. Now this section's a little annoying because we have to deal with, yeah, these folks. But thankfully, it's a very short section. And now, here's the question. Will I be able to hold on to my power-up? I don't know if I will be able to with this pesky blooper, but we're gonna try our best to hold on to the fire flower. We're gonna get the bloopers to come over here. Alright. Gotcha. We're playing it really safe right now, on purpose. Alright, we could... Oh. Nah! That was a little too close for comfort there, I'm not gonna lie. But at this point, because we did that, we've basically won the game. Alright, there's the evil, dreaded Hammer Brother who's down. We're gonna jump over here. Here's the final Bowser. You son of a gun! Fine! Fine! I see how it is! I'm not complaining too much, though, because, hey, one credit clear! One credit clear, I did not lose a single life. So, I'm not complaining. That is the only Bowser that uses both fire and hammers. Where you gotta be careful. Still a nice job, Volca. Thank you. Thank you, Amanda. And there you go. That is Super Mario Brothers and Mario Remastered. And thus, we get a credits. So we're gonna be playing more of this. Don't worry, we're not ending the stream right here. We're gonna do, I'm not sure if we're gonna be doing challenge mode, or if we want to go on and do, Mario Special. Lost Levels, we'll probably say that for another day. Lost Levels could be its own stream. That game is very, very difficult. Yeah, Joe Mama. But yeah, lots of great people worked on this, remake specifically. Hopefully you enjoyed the credits. Also, the music that's playing is a remix of the, credits music from Super Mario Bros. Deluxe. So, hell yeah. Special thanks to everyone. Good stuff. And me! And all of you! And this is also a good thank you to everyone who's watching the stream right now. Made with Godot! Yep, this is a recreation of Mario 1 in Godot. So, I think that's pretty cool. But yeah, that's the original Oh, they completely yes, this is a recreation. This is not a port. This is not strictly a port. This is not like, a decompilation like the Mario 64, PC build that we sort of played that's built off of that. Yep, complete rewrite. And it's a pretty good one. Again, not 100% faithful to the original, but it doesn't have to be. Right? And there we go. That is that. And we got an achievement. Which, if you go to go to extras, go to achievements, you can see the list of here, right? You can see all the stuff that's going on there. Pretty good stuff. Pretty good stuff. But yeah, there you go. That is Super Mario Brothers Remastered. Specifically the original campaign. Now, if you go to story, if you go to new game, you can play the second quest now if you want, which replaces Buzzy Beetles with Goombas with Buzzy Beetles, and also makes all of the hard versions of the stages appear, you know, for the clones. But for now, that's pretty good when it comes to SMB 1. And and for everyone who's watching this so far, I hope you've been enjoying. Thank you, everyone.